Then.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to give you a third and final part. It's only fair. Welcome to part 3. Hopefully it will not be ruined. This is the third and final part of the show. And then after this I'll be truly wrapped up for the day. This will be the third and final part, guys. Again, I don't know what is going on. I don't know why it keeps cutting, but I'm going to have to just do this last part quickly, which is really annoying because I was actually in the middle of something which is about Cody Rhodes' promo, and what I was saying is for each title design he had, they all represented eras. And what's weird about it is all that energy from one promo, where wasn't it this entire time? Which kind of hurts the product. Which again entails to my point of where was that energy, especially when you look at what followed it. You had someone like Roxanne Perez who wants to be a top women's champion. She has to emulate the women's champions before her. Cody Rhodes has to emulate the previous champions before him to neutralise the words of Cena when he says he's going to stop the legacy of the championship, etc. Well, if that's the case, then there's more impetus on Cody to show more energy and what it means to him. And he's only truly shown that last night. The delay in this is what's actually made the build-up less warranted for this this WWE title main event next weekend. Especially because it's 18 hours of WrestleMania. Both shows is going to be a total of 18 hours. We're in for a long ride. You're looking at a good 4.5 hours each, which is mental. Plus the before and after, like the pre-show, like the medias and the pre-shows, it all adds up and comes down. So I pose that question. Where's this energy been from Cody Rhodes, and why is it only taken up until now for him to fully show it? And I ask that because I actually don't know. Like, he's left me asking questions, and I'd like to just get the answer. Someone give me the answer, and then I can say, alright, that makes sense. It didn't feel like that.
Some of the earliest champions in WWE history held this very title, and now it's back up for grabs. The Worldwide Wrestling
Hopefully it will stay live this time. Because I don't know. And my phone is not charging, you absolute little git. There we go. Wasn't even plugged in properly. But you asked the questions. The energy wasn't there. It was now. But is it actually going to lead to something? Or are we just doomed for another repeat? Because I don't want it to be boring and dismal and dull and unwarranted. I want it to feel like I'm actually getting my enjoyment's worth. Otherwise, it'll lose me, and I don't want to feel lost. I don't want to feel like I've had something I've watched all my life to be ripped apart and then from me, and then then I have to think, when would I get back into it? Like that's actually mind-numbing. Hey Fletch, I'm on part 3 because it keeps cutting for some reason, so I apologise, of course. We've done the AEW part, we've done the TNA part. It seems to be when we got to Smackdown that the show started to hate me. So we are reviewing Smackdown. I'm currently reviewing the Cody Rhodes promo, and then obviously the Roxanne Perez match, where again she asked a question, she answered a question at the same time. I think it's I don't think there's anything to it. I think it's just he was watching for Tanahashi. Potentially Jeff Cobb, that's it. I think he was only watching for Tanahashi and Cobb. I don't think there's any other reason behind it. Like, believe it or not, like, Dwayne actually likes New Japan. And he was showing it for that. Forbidden Door should only be Forbidden Door realistically should only have been a one-time event anyway, but realistically speaking, they won't do anything with it anyway. Dwayne was simply just supporting the event. But yeah, Cody Rhodes, your promo about the legacy of the WWE title. I don't know if I don't think we'll ever get that, Fletch. That would be a very big shock. So, Cody Rhodes promo. You've got... Honestly? Yeah, I heard it. He said that ever since he took over, he saved professional wrestling. Again, that's a PR statement. The reality is to save pro wrestling, you have to turn the clocks back. If you want to save pro wrestling, you have to turn this back in the Attitude Era, when pro wrestling was at its hottest. Very true, for Fletch. And yeah, Fernando, honestly, it is. It just doesn't make any sense. He chooses to do a solid promo now when he could have done it 6 weeks ago. What's taking him so long? You've got all those versions of the WWE title on screen, and you don't actually get more out of it. This felt like your moment to really set the tone, and this was poor. Like I say that like not as a disparaging comment, but I'm saying it purely as a fact. This was your best time to really shut people up. And you kind of didn't. I don't know, it just felt weird. The timing was off. This is the promo that he needed straight away after Chamber. Forget that, oh, he needs to have the promo battle with Cena to see if he can catch up. Oh, don't worry, that'll be coming up eventually, because that is part of the Smackdown discussion, so don't worry, I will be coming to that. The Cena interactions absolutely were needed. We needed Cena shithousery, we needed Rock shithousery, which hasn't even happened, but we needed Cody to turn around and say, I'm defending the legacy of this championship and you want to destroy it. But you've only just brought up now as your credible promo. They're not incredible, just credible. It felt like we could have had it a lot sooner. Maybe they just didn't realise it until now that they had to do that kind of promo. I'm not sure. But yes, so also I was quite surprised that Cody brought up Defy Wrestling as well. Didn't expect that.
He leaves the ring, but he could lose this match by countout.
Charlotte Flair, obviously, after the Tiffany Stratton Roxanne Perez match, where again Roxanne Perez asking the question why she not being on the main roster. The answer, they clearly didn't buy into it. They haven't bought into Roxanne Perez, their main roster talent, which is absolutely insane. She schooled the champion. The champion eventually prevails. Then Charlotte beats the hell out of her with her botched surgery on her face. Wade Barrett getting involved was funny. I don't know if they're going to really make the most out of this. She's miles better than Tiffany. And yeah, so did I. I thought they were building to it, and then all of a sudden they just dropped it. Yeah, Liv and Raquel random tag team. As for the tag team titles, you're having the New Day. Fucking hell, he's actually retained his title. You've got the New Day challenging the War Raiders again because they deliberately got the Raiders disqualified, but you won't have Street Profits versus the Guns at WrestleMania as well. Like, it is bad booking either way, but I don't know. The New Day heel turn has been horrible. Montez Ford has turned it around. I like what I'm seeing from Montez Ford. Roxanne is going to win Money in the Bank. She might. Like, in all fairness, she might. Looks like Andre's going to have to steal his title back. I would have hoped that they would still give it to Chelsea Green, but if Roxanne Perez wins it, I'm okay with that.
Some of the earliest champions in WWE history held this very title, and now it's back up for grabs. The Worldwide Wrestling Heavyweight Championship would fit right in
the main event.
But one lucky superstar will call it their own tonight.
was odd as well, but yeah. So let's still discuss this tag team division, because we spoke about the women's division before the channel decided to hate us all. None of the women's mid-card titles are being defended at Mania. Lyra and Bayley are in the tag team title match, and Chelsea Green's got nothing. You've got the SmackDown's tag team titles, well, just the tag team titles, they're being defended on the SmackDown after Mania, and then the War Raiders are defending against Kofi, etc. again, is odd. I would have put them all on the pre-show, at least to give them time. Even just 20-minute matches each. Lyra versus Natalya or Lyra versus Bayley, get it over with. Liv and Raquel versus Katana and Kaden. And Chelsea Green versus, hell, since they've been building to it, Zelina. But yeah, Orton versus Solo, it looks like it. I would have just kept Orton of WrestleMania anyway, because he's got nothing there. But the main event, I mean, we see that LA Knight is still involved heavy. Andre the Giant is actually just going to let him win. Wow, this is bad. He's just standing there. Nah, I'm not having this. I declare a restart.
Some of the earliest champions in WWE history held this very title, and now it's back up for grabs. The Worldwide Wrestling Heavyweight Championship would fit right in an art museum.
I'm not actually sure when it comes to... Yeah, there probably will be. I think realistically, there's not much left to offer. I think Jacob Fatu should rightfully win. Sami Zayn, yeah, he is. Andre's just standing there. Why? Oh, wait. Oh, you've got to be kidding. I didn't want to be in this match. I'm controlling Andre. I thought I had this on Spectator. I thought I had this on Spectator. So I need to actually win this match. Great. I think Jacob Fatu rightfully should beat LA Knight at WrestleMania, but when you look at it in general, it doesn't fix the US title scene anyway. Because they've not invested enough in the mid-card men's title scene either, apart from little bits of the Intercontinental title. Although Braun Breaker not too long ago was a heel, and now he's a babyface, and he's up against all the luchadors and Finn Balor. Yeah, they're gonna have that, yeah, and they'll probably have Solo go over because they're stupid. Like, they're really stupid.
Roman keeps getting cut off at the pass. Oh my goodness, launched into the cage.
Hikuleo, he's going to be on NXT. He's been signed to WWE for over a year, but he's going to be in NXT. Again, weird.
With nowhere to hide, this match is going to come down to who's able to take more punishment. All the Giant answers back. Big brick wall running into you.
Probably.
Tough position to be caught in here. Is it enough? And he manages to kick out in one.
That Obafemi is actually not too bad, to be fair. I don't think he's better than most people, but in terms of like his size and what he's trying to do, at least he's making an effort as a big guy. Even if I don't particularly like a talent, if they at least try, I'll give them some praise, you know? Because that's how it should be. Like, I'm fair in that respect. Yeah, that's true. I think it's hard. Like, people say, like, people obviously say that AEW isn't good at booking big men, but in recent years, it's been a struggle for WWE as well to book a big man consistently well. I think he had too many pigeons shitting in his hair, Catherine. I don't like the fact that it's the blonde streaky noodle shit, and then the rest of it's black. He should just have black hair. In terms of the match, though, no, that was Omos. Omos was in Noah, and yeah, he was. Now Omos is just sitting and catering. But in terms of the SmackDown main event, Orton and LA Knight do get the win through the BFT, but then Jacob Fatu, his moonsault is honestly incredible. I like the way he hits that moonsault. Justice for Omos. Yeah, I mean, he was part of Team 2000. And they were doing really well with him. I like his version of the last ride powerbomb. I'm glad that Taker let him use it. Because his version of, like, now Taker's version of the last ride powerbomb is sick. I've always liked it, but when Omos does it, he looks like he wants to murder you. Because he's already that tall. And when he lifts you up in the air, it is horrifying. Like, imagine being in his version of that, and then you're like, yeah, goodbye. I would honestly be terrified. Because Omos is like, what, 7'5"? Something like that? He's well over 7'3". He's surely bigger than the Big Slow. Now imagine me at 6 foot, nearly 6'4". I'm just under 6'4". I'm nearly there, to be honest. And I'm up against Omos at his height, and he hits me with his version of the last ride. I'm going to be at least, with his reach and his height, I'm going to be at least 11 feet in the air, if that. That's an absolute fear. Especially when you're coming straight down on your back and your head. Do you think it's a terrible decision to book Fletcher Takeshita as world champion in 2025? Not a terrible decision, but it's not the decision they should do straight away. No. Takeshita or Fletcher shouldn't be like that. Why are you treating Roman like a ragdoll? Because he won 2 matches in a row. He won the Hell in a Cell 1-0. And then he defended against Batista. He must be punished. So Andre the Giant has to take his title back that he lost in the last stream. Already answered it in part 1. The promo wasn't great. It didn't help because the story was already building really well. Like, the story that actually was booked very well. The opening 35 minutes of Dynamite was actually very good. And then they took it away. That promo didn't do anything. It didn't help Omega at all, which is a shame because Omega's presence was definitely warranted in this segment. Like, it was actually needed just as much as the rest, but it didn't help him. So it wasn't great.
Andre delivered that move with every ounce of anger in his body.
That's a lot of ounces. Andre just... Look at Andre the Giant. Andre drops a massive elbow. Gonna see a new champ. 2. The reign continues. The champ kicks out.
This is
Takeshita and Fletcher's tag team of the year? Nah, sorry. Not for me.
What's the tally on how many times we thought this...
Now, as a tag team, generally they are good.
Can't count anymore. Neither one of these men are showing any...
To be fair, Takeshita losing to a roll-up isn't a bad thing. It shows how hard it is to beat Takeshita in the ring. Okada's not going to win it all in, unfortunately. I mean, I was right all along. I said before everybody that match was going to happen. But I wouldn't have that as my... I don't think Okada's going to win at all. I think Okada will put him over. No. They've had a decent year, but they're not the best. Yeah, I think at some point he will end up going back anyway. I think he'll do a retirement tour similar to Tanahashi. Fraxum are definitely in the top 3 best booked tag teams though, to be fair, but they're not the best tag team. To be honest, it's actually hard to pick a number 1. Chris Jericho's promo was actually better than Kenny's. Kenny's actually, the weird thing is Kenny's not a bad promo. Kenny's not a bad promo. I don't think Okada's retiring soon, no. I think he's got a little bit more left in the tank. Remember, Okada's only 37 years old. Like, Okada's not old at all, he's 37. Jericho's segment was excellent. Like, honestly, Jericho's segment was incredible.
He just has to swing that leg over.
And now he's starting to make his way up the cage.
I'm not having him win. I think Nathan Fraser needs to stay as a tag team. He isn't. I think he would cope as a single. If he wins the Owen Hart now, then that's fine with me. I don't think realistically it matters. I think it's got to be him anyway. I'd thought Hangman, but I'm going to end up being right again when it's Hangman and Swerve as a tag team. People say Okada can't be arsed. He clearly can. But to be fair, he's doing one thing that I don't even like him doing. I need him to lose that title because I want him where he needs to be. If he ends up going to back to Japan as well though, I don't have a problem with that either. Honestly, I don't have a fucking clue who's going to beat Moxley. I honestly don't have a fucking clue.
He's a tough guy. He can handle the intensity of this steel cage match. Right into the cage.
Just like I don't think Cena's going to beat Cody either. And I wouldn't let him have it either. To be fair, Eddie Edwards has had a few decent promos recently, so I think having that comparison is a bit futile. And last night's promo was the only bad promo that Kenny's had since he's been back, because it didn't do him any favours at all. Literally, it didn't do him any favours. To be fair, the best promo last night was the best promo last night from this week from Dynamite alone was the Samoa Joe promo, which again, I'm not surprised. Like, I'm not surprised it was him. Eddie Kingston is a shit promo, shit wrestler in general. I mean, Okada's one of my favourite wrestlers in the world, but I don't like him in the Continental Classic scene. The minute he loses that title to Kenny Omega, then he can go and do other things. But that's just my impending reality. I feel bad for Pac. He's unfortunately injured again. I hate the fact that he took the buckle bomb. The buckle bomb is a nightmare. It's why What's-His-Face doesn't use it. Yeah, fuck Smackdown. Smackdown had its birthday. Cheers, Ailey. If you're around tomorrow, jump on. I'm doing shit tomorrow as well. I am going out soon. I've had to do it in 3 parts because the internet cut off the last 2 for no fucking reason. Fucking PlayStation chose to be a fucking Man City defender. I would have said Man United, but I can't shit my team too much after how shit Onana is. I cannot just keep losing the energy. I'm 28 going on 38 at this rate. Behave, Catherine. Smackdown's birthday isn't for another 4 months. I don't think Okada needs to be a 20-minute TV match worker. He's already got the established Rainmaker gimmick. So quite frankly, he should be just... Weirdly enough, people might disagree with it just because he's Japanese, so it might be an English barrier. But Kenny Omega weirdly said it not too long ago that he wanted to be booked like the Roman Reigns of AEW. Not in sense of like the top storyline and the top champion. I think Okada would have been the better option. Especially because unfortunately Kenny had diverticulitis. So he lost 2 years of his ability in the ring. I don't think Swerve is going to get that kind of booking. You know what I mean? And it's not because Swerve doesn't deserve it, but I don't think they're going to book Swerve like that at all as a babyface, whereas you could possibly do something like that with Okada as a heel. Danielson isn't under AEW contract at the minute, but I could see him potentially having an appearance. I don't know. I think his knees are in trouble, and that's obviously because of the style he's worked for 10 plus years. Like, it does catch up to you. Anyone working that kind of schedule, even in Japan, it's intense. To be honest, it happened to Ric Flair when he was in NWA and WCW. He was working 45 to 60 minute matches a lot, and it's why he won the Royal Rumble, to be fair, because they knew he could go that long. But when you actually look at Ric Flair's career, effectively couldn't go any further after the Bret Hart match in '98 because he couldn't keep up. Mind you, Ric Flair, I think at the time was mid-40s. I think Okada's still got that neck injury. He had a horrible neck injury recently, and I think his body's still catching up. to the pain. Now, same with Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens, horrible neck injury. People are trying to figure out what match it was where he got hurt. Stop figuring out what match caused the pain and think about the talent themselves. Simply put, they need to get away and get their bodies healed. That's what matters more. Not about, oh, was it the ladder match for Kevin Owens where he hurt himself? Was it Kevin Owens on a dark match? Was it Kevin Owens on a house show? That doesn't matter. Just like, oh, did Okada fuck his neck up in a match with Buddy Matthews? Did he fuck up his neck in a match with Brody King? It could be any match. It doesn't make a difference. What matters is their health. If they're seriously hurt, seriously injured, they need to go and heal themselves. Also, I didn't realise that this Burberry shirt on me does look pretty damn good. Damn, I look good. I think people are thinking he's going to screw Moxley over. I've seen some people saying it. I don't think Moxley needs to be. If Moxley's going to get screwed out the title, it shouldn't be by Danielson. To be honest, even though I don't like him at all, it makes more sense for Eddie Kingston to screw Jon Moxley than it does Bryan Danielson. So I actually agree with Ailey. Kenny Omega's promo didn't help the story. The rest of the opening segment on Dynamite actually helped the story. But I agree, if Danielson does return, then it really will not help. He got taken out by the Death Riders. Effectively, that was his moment to go out the sunlight. Danielson should just be booking shows. He's got a good mind for booking. He hasn't fully retired, but he doesn't need to be in that situation anymore. We'll see. I don't know. But yeah, I want to just touch up on something that we brought up earlier on, because obviously I was doing 3-part reviews, and he's not going to be remembered as the guy with the plastic bag on. Danielson will always be remembered for the matches and the memories that he's gave wrestling fans. But the plastic bag was actually him trying to establish Moxley as a top heel. That's what that was. Now when you look at it from a smart perspective, this shouldn't be about getting Danielson back in the picture. This should be about establishing the next. Right now, Moxley's going through all the credible babyfaces to show if he's a credible heel. He's yet to go up against Hangman for the title, and he's yet to go up against Ospreay for the title. So it's interesting to see what they do. Yeah, that is true. I'm glad he got his moment, and I got to see it. But that was all that mattered. Now, you really have to make matters and moments count. Clip what? That I'm honest? I got to see Bryan Danielson's moment and I enjoyed it. But what matters is you get the top baby faces. You find the one that actually makes sense. And you build to them defeating Moxley. At the end of the day, a top heel's got to beat their credible baby faces. If you don't do that, then what's the point? You've got to build up the heel champion for the best challenger to go and fucking beat them. And if they don't have that, then I don't know, but they cannot go back to Danielson. And I've got no fault on Danielson's work. That's why I think they don't need it to go back to him. He doesn't need to be involved. He doesn't need to be. Get up. Obey. Obey. You fucking useless prick. He doesn't need to return no Fletch, that's the thing. See if he goes to New Japan for a while. That's alright, that's not a problem. But he shouldn't have to return to AEW. If he returns to AEW and goes straight back after the Death Riders, then honestly it's really poor. Unless the only way that I would say it works, the only way in the right way where I think a Danielson return makes sense for the Death Riders, if he goes just to get Wheeler Yuta out of the faction. Of course you will, you sadistic human being. Fuck it, Roman Reigns has earned something before I wrap up this stream. But yeah, I brought up something that matters something. You wait all these years to promote Roxanne Perez, and you don't actually fully buy into her. I'm actually wondering I actually wonder where she's going to go. It's annoying because I like Roxanne Perez. I'm not letting him roll. I am not letting him do it. Yeah, his only defense, his successful defense, yes. If I wanted to let Roman win, I would choose the fucker. Yeah, Charlotte and Tiffany Stratton is still a bad feud. I need to have the weekly steel chair championship. It's 9 hours each night total for WrestleMania, which I admit is bizarre. But you've got... It's 9 hours including the pre-show, the main show, and the media shows both nights. WrestleMania being an 18-hour weekend, honestly, for me is... I mean, it's not the sense of it's unheard of, it's just wild. I'm going to watch them both, I'm going to, but... I mean, WrestleMania 35 was a long exhaustion. WrestleMania 32 was an exhaustion. Yeah, Peacock is listed as 9 hours each night, Fletch. Well, come on, let's not offend anyone. But honestly, I say I'm surprised. It's 9 hours each night on Peacock, night 1 and night 2. It's going to be about I think it's 4.5 hours each main card. And then you've got your before and after, which is mad. Yeah, if you're going to give him another run, who are you going to have against? Because realistically, he shouldn't be the one beating Moxley. At the moment, they could have had more if they had just booked the two women's mid-card titles and the tag team titles as separate. I mean, I love pro wrestling, but pro wrestling being 9 hours a night, for me, that's excessive. Start to finish, it's excessive. Not to mention, I still need to preview it with Ailey, still need to review it with Ailey, which is going to be fucking mental. This isn't. The thing is, Fletch, it's not even, for once, it's not even him. The runtime. It's Netflix and Peacock have all said this is your runtime. Crazy. Like, it is crazy. How the fuck they're going to do it, I don't know. There's going to be a lot of breaks in between. There's going to be lots of in between, you know. But fuck knows how they're going to manage it. I really don't have a clue, you know. I don't know. Dynasty in total. Let me just double check. It was about 4 hours, including a 90-minute pre-show, yeah. Oh, it was on Prime Video. Hold on. This is easier. That's a good way to put it. I can check from here. No, or not. Good job. I've got Triller TV. Fucking stupid phone. Where is it? I think it's a lot. I still complain about those two on a regular basis in particular. Even though I love AJ Styles, Nakamura should have at least beat him in the last man standing. Right, let me see. Dynasty. Dynasty was 4 hours and 23 minutes long. So it's going to be about the same, I think. Main show, 4.5 hours, give or take. But I still don't know how you can in total get 9 hours a day. I will say this though, like, this is something I'm actually going to say. Whoever's working both shows in terms of the talent, fair fucking play to them. No one works harder than pro wrestlers. Are you doing a watch along? No chance. Guy, there's no way to even justify it as WrestleMania as it is worth it because it's 9 hours. It's mad. WrestleMania, even when it was still being used as a an inclusion of multimedia. Like when it used to be 3.5 hours long, it was still like, you know what, this is still great. I think time-wise, it's just all over the joint. The greatest luchador in wrestling. Second greatest. Mysterio's great, but come on. I'm only saying second greatest to wind up Haley, but for me, he is probably second. Charlotte is probably going to win. I'm not bothered about, like, I'm not bored about it. 2-3 hour pre-show, yeah. Why does it have to be a 2-3 hour pre-show when they're going to do nothing? Like, that's where I would have Chelsea Green, Lyra, and the the tag champions all at once just defend their titles. Because it's going to be that Roberts guy who's just a bald, boring fella. The woman that can't talk because she doesn't know about wrestling. Then you're going to have Booker T, who doesn't even deserve to be there in the first place. And maybe Wade Barrett, because Wade Barrett's cool. And I'm like, why? It doesn't take 3 hours to preview WrestleMania. Look at me and Ailey. Me and Ailey can preview one night of WrestleMania in 90 minutes. We could do both nights theoretically in 90 minutes. That says it all. When Rollins walks out of WrestleMania with Paul Heyman, all I'm going to do is laugh. No. Fucking get off the turnbuckle. Roman's not going to win at WrestleMania. Seth Rollins is going to win at WrestleMania. Street Profits should be on the card. Street Profits versus Motorcycle Machine Gun should be at WrestleMania. If you're going to have the War Raiders, who had a weak match with the New Day that hasn't done well as a heel tag team since, you've got to have them on it. Yeah, there's going to be time-wise for entrances, that's for sure. The length of the shows are TKO negotiating with they're negotiating with Netflix and Peacock for how long you're going to get it. Yeah. It's because they just sit there and do stupid talking segments. Yeah, there's going to be celebrities. That weirdo that was Travis Scott's going to be there.
Double underhook applied, hoisting up their opponent. Driven down with a Tiger Driver 98. The title's going nowhere. Kiss your dreams. Good night. As the arms hooked, has their opponent. Butterfly pile driver. But champions need to finish the job.
Right. I need to finish this because my ride will be here in 2 minutes and I'm going out for dinner. So, ladies and gents, thanks for tuning in. Roman's about to lose. And then when Roman loses, we will reconvene tomorrow. And no, I don't think it's going to be Nick Aldis. But at some point he's going to be there. I'll be live tomorrow. Hopefully Ailey will join us. And then we can really get the difference of opinion on certain conversations. Because I'd like to hear some. And you guys, you're more than welcome. Let's have some fairness. Like I said, I've been fair. If you have to go back and watch parts 1 and 2 because the PlayStation hates us, Go back and watch. You'll hear I've been fair across the whole shows.
Never mind the trophy shelf. He's going to need a whole
But in the meantime, thanks for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow. Ailey, I'll link up with you later on. Hopefully you're available. Guys, you're all entitled to your opinions. At the end of the day, the only opinion that really matters is if you like this channel. If you don't, then that's okay. But in the meantime, bye guys. I'm off to enjoy the rest of my birthday. See you later.